We both live in Dubai. You've been here for a long time. I don't feel we have a very vibrant. I'm probably wrong in the sense that I'm sure there's a private scene, but from public perspective, and someone that's also quite interested and involved, frankly, in the arts and culture space, as are you, I don't feel we have a very vibrant literary scene. One, I would like you to explain why you think, from your perspective, that's the case. And number two, just that we're not just sort of bitching and moaning, what can be done? I mean, concretely, what can be done about it? You mentioned a Circle, which is a fantastic, fantastic platform. I'm a huge fan of everybody there. But, they've probably come to you through friends or something. It's very much a one-on-one. This is not a institutionalized process in the sense for writers. It is for artists, but not for writers. So explain it to me from your perspective.
I mean, I think it's just that. I think you've hit the nail on the head, that it's really about having the institutional support. Like, at the end of the day, writing is, publishing can mean big money, but literature doesn't always. And I think there has to be institutional support if you want literary work. I'm not, of course, I'm nothing against maybe a self-help market or other kinds of
No,
books.
I understand. But exactly, you
But
need building blocks.
Yeah.
You need the infrastructure. So what is it? Is it a writer's program? Is it a fabulous new book fair? Is it all? I mean, where does one start? If I was today, the government trying to do something, or even a private individual family that wants to support literature,
Yeah.
what would be the first steps?
I mean, for example, I think with the Emirates Literature Foundation has just started the Siddiqui Writers Fellowship for
Okay, I
young
didn't even know
writers.
that that's great.
Yeah, so they've started a Writers Fellowship,
Okay.
which is, I think they've got 10 or 12 fellows from the country who
Amazing.
are working on works of fiction. I'm mentoring one of them this
Amazing.
year. I ran a workshop for
So
them.
they pair them with mentors.
They pair them with like well-respected agents, mentors,
Amazing.
other writers from all over the world.
And they got Siddiqui to sponsor it, essentially.
Yes.
That's great. Well done.
In previous years, what they've done is they've done a kind of trip at the end of the process where they've taken them to New York to meet agents, and they've even done, I think it was at the Gotham Writers Workshop. They've run workshops for them.
That's the one I took.
Oh, that's the one you took? Yeah. So
many years ago. Gosh.
Yeah. So I think, I think that's a great program. I think to have more programs like that, I think to have a really robust residency program where you can have writers come live for a period of time. Dubai is very expensive. Like
Yes.
writers don't make a lot of money.
Yeah.
One of the ways writers do make money is through working as teachers at universities.
And to your point earlier about having a studio, you need a space. Even if you can afford your rent, you need a space to go and do this, right? If you have a family and young kids and so on, there's no way you can write, in peace.
I think the Emirates Foundation is also starting a writer center, and I think they might be building or creating office spaces for writers to come and work. So I definitely think they're taking great, strides. But I agree with you. Like, I think there could be
more.
A lot more. There's a lot more. And I think there are so many brilliant writers in this country, brilliant writers in the region, brilliant writers from all over the world.
Especially given how much of a melting pot this place is.
100%. Writers from South Asia.
I was going to say, so you get writers writing for all perspectives. Right?
Yeah.
If I were in Egypt, 95% of the writers would be Egyptian, writing about Egypt. And that's very important. Or in India, same thing. But here, you can have people writing about pretty much anywhere.
Yeah.
So the diversity of thought is amazing.
And writing across all forms. I mean, you can have poetry, you can have plays, you can have script writing. Like, I mean, there's so much possibility, I think, here. And it's still in a lot of areas, quite nascent. I think doing more festivals, bigger festivals, the Emirates Literature Festival, they do this beautiful event where, I think they do a poetry reading in the desert.
Yes.
I would love to see a full festival in the desert. We have this incredible landscape here. Like,
you're right.
I think you know, there could be so
We're
much.
going to look into this. I think
Yeah,
it's honestly,
I'm leaving it to you.
Yeah. No, I mean, not leave it to me, but I love the idea. I mean, it's like, you know, I was telling you earlier, I mean, this idea of kind of, again, and not necessarily borrowing from New York, but the New Yorker kind of festival, you know, where you have writers and thinkers and get together for a day and you read poetry and you have talks and you showcase. I mean, that's beautiful.
Look at the Jaipur Literature Festival.
exactly.
Why couldn't you do it here?
Yes, exactly.
You could do it here.
That's right.
I think.
Here, we planted the seed.
Yeah.